For every loved YouTube apology, there's one that's hated by everyone. Starting with YouTube golden boy Ludwig, whose reputation took a massive hit after doing something no best friend should ever do. In June 2025, Ludwig would set his downfall in motion after encouraging his drunk friend Mango to consume dangerous levels of alcohol despite being way past his limit.
Hey everybody! Mango just blew a .32!
To be clear, that is dangerous. That's dangerous.
Let's up those numbers!
Encouraged by the booze, Mango would go on to dig his own grave by targeting some female streamers and harassing them publicly.
No. He's humping toes. No.
End the stream! End it!
End the stream, Mango said.
Oh! Final words.
Naturally, this generated massive backlash. With his best friend of 10 years now drowning in controversy, Ludwig would go on stream the very next day, but instead of acknowledging the role he'd played, Ludwig would throw him under the bus.
I'm no longer inviting Mango to Mogul Moves events. We did cut off Mango on alcohol about an hour before stream ended, but I mean, he went into it really drunk. And I also personally apologize. I look back, it's very cringy now.
The audacity to do this after encouraging the very behavior that led to his downfall only made viewers disgusted. Ludwig, you enabled this, bro. Stop acting like you didn't do anything wrong. Who needs enemies when you have a friend like Ludwig? Faced with these accusations, in July 2025, Ludwig would release another apology video, but this only made things much worse.
Don't lie about it. It is what it is. But in this world, we can only control the things we can control, and I can't control my reputation. I can't control the way people feel about me.
And as if he couldn't go any lower, he would then follow this up with a third apology video 2 days later.
There's no point, I think, in like trying to appease people who aren't even in the situation, you know? It don't really help me. It doesn't even help them. God, this Leon is nasty. I have no desire to, I don't know, like be viewed in a more positive light, if that makes sense.
Bro had no accountability for his actions and scapegoated Mango. Didn't even come out with a public apology. I'm a lifelong fan, but bro needs to self-reflect on his actions. Since then, Ludwig's clean image has taken a hit, with his apology doing little to repair the damage. Unlike Speed, who took full accountability after facing accusations of scamming his underage fans. Back in November 16, 2022, the ever-energetic iShowSpeed would supposedly meet Cristiano Ronaldo for the first time. But it didn't take long for Speed's chat to notice something very phony about this meetup. When you order Ronaldo from Wish, now that's Ronaldo from Temu. But while the internet was laughing, investigative journalist CoffeeZilla was digging, and just 2 days later, he'd exposed the dark reason behind the meetup.
This is the streamer iShowSpeed, and he's about to accidentally expose the scam he's been paid to promote. Literally, they used a fake Cristiano Ronaldo who couldn't play soccer and was wearing a Buy Paradox crypto coin t-shirt. How do we know this is a scam anyways? Well, I checked out their website to learn more, where they call themselves the future of gaming. But the one thing I really took away from Paradox is that they're not one thing. The Paradox Metaverse is actually 7 things, each one possibly dumber than the last.
Since Speed's fans of over 40 million were mostly kids and teenagers, the implications were deeply disturbing, sparking outrage across social media. Realizing his mistake, Speed eventually addressed the allegations.
I made a little mistake, you know, that I wish I never did, but I'm not a scammer, bro. A day in my life, I would never scam you guys. Just remember that, bro. I love y'all, bro. And I would never in my life scam y'all, bro. Literally, I promise y'all. A day in my life, I'll never scam you.
Wow, an actual apology. Dude didn't try to sugarcoat shit or cry it up or none. Just owned up and said, yeah, I f***ed that one up. Real one right here. But while Speed immediately took responsibility for his poor decision and was praised for it, CodyCo attempted to dodge all responsibility after committing a heinous crime. Starting back in May 2014, Cody quickly became one of the most respected creators on YouTube. However, in 2024, this image would fall apart after Tana Mojo's response to a shady question during her live episode went viral.
Who's the smallest you've ever had sex with?
Oh my God, no one look at me, CodyCo. I can say that. I was literally 17, I can say that.
But with Tana's reputation as a wild party girl and habitual troublemaker, no one took her side until July 2024, when YouTuber D'Angelo released a video calling him out for his predatory behavior.
Alright, Cody, let's have an uncomfortable conversation. Someone has been alleging for years now that you, one of the largest commentary creators on YouTube, knowingly committed a crime against her when she was a minor. The answer to why any of us should care is that a person has tried to come forward about her experience and has been met with the most vitriolic victim blaming I've seen in years. She's been dismissed, discredited, and disbelieved before anybody ever gave her a chance. Because it's Tana, which sets a horrible precedent that if a person runs out of goodwill, they lose the right to come forward with their experiences.
Even worse, D'Angelo would uncover a shocking piece of evidence from 2021 that proved that Tana might have been right all along.
One time, I told a guy, I saw him making out with a girl at a party who was underage, and I pulled him aside and I was like, hey man, you probably don't know, I know she like looks a little older, she's underage. Watch it. And he's like, oh my God, thank you for telling me.
I was 17 at the time, 18. I started kind of hooking up with other people. Shout out JC Kalen, shout out CodyCo.
But D'Angelo wasn't the only famous creator calling for Cody's head.
Case right here, you'll have some drooling, stinky, bumbling morons in the comments saying how it's not a big deal because 17 shouldn't be an issue. You know, like, age of consent over in this region is actually 16, so really, he waited till she was old. Like, it's craziness. It's actually craziness. It is a crime. It is a minor. Still, it's bad. Like, I don't know why that needs to be explained all of a sudden.
Notice how these men preying on girls aren't befriending 16-year-old boys as their peers? It's almost like they actually understand 16-year-olds are children. But just when Cody thought it couldn't get any worse, in July 2021, his disturbing involvement with another unknown underage fan would come to light.
Did you know that Cody allegedly dated another 17-year-old girl when he was 24? She's not a public figure, so let's just call her Anna. This is a post for Anna's 19th birthday in May of 2016, which means that this picture of her on his shoulders at Coachella was taken when she was 17 and he was 24. This vine of him kissing her was posted to YouTube in July of 2015, which would make her newly 18.
In response to these allegations, Cody, who disappeared as soon as the allegations came out, would then reappear after 6 months with some kind of apology.
Obviously, I understand I've been offline for months, haven't made videos for, that whole time. And I also understand if your opinion of me has potentially changed over the last few months. I just think all I can do right now and moving forward is just try to be the best person I can be for myself and for my family, and just try to continue putting the best shit out there that I can.
And since the internet suspected Cody only did this to save face, they weren't so forgiving. Bro treated the allegations like he stole candy from a gas station. Colleen Ballinger is looking like a proud mother passing the ukulele to CodyCo. Following this, Cody lost over 250,000 subscribers within 30 days, and in July 2024, Cody announced he was stepping back from his position at his podcast network, TMG Studios. But while Cody is still grappling with the fallout of his public disgrace, Gideon's willingness to take responsibility for his past crimes would cement his reputation as one of the most respected creators on YouTube. In February 2023, one of the biggest trolls on YouTube, Gideon would pull his most controversial stunt ever when he snuck into the Gatorade office and convinced its employees to drink their competition, Prime.
Product. So Gatorade, they just released this. This is the new Ice Spice flavor. And what they don't know is inside of here, this is actually Prime. So whenever they say they like it, they're literally saying they like Prime. Hey, what's up, my man? We have some like test flavors. You mind trying some? Sure. Oh, appreciate you. This one is Emerp. I know, finally Gatorade stepped up the game. You can try this one. It's Ice Spice.
Ice Spice. Oh, it's only 20 calories.
That's it.
Oh, I like it.
Due to its outrageousness, it got so much attention that even Prime's founders, Logan Paul and KSI, couldn't help weighing in on this stunt.
So convincing. That dude has, first off, that dude has like the biggest balls on YouTube I think we've ever seen, ever. He is so... He's so just, his conviction in himself to pull his pranks off and not break character is unbelievable.
Gotta love Gideon. Gideon has always been a W, but while his fans couldn't seem to get enough of it, behind the scenes, things were far from what they seemed, as in November 2023, Gideon would reveal a disturbing truth to his over 8 million followers.
But the one thing I think that haunts me the most is one of my most popular pranks was whenever I snuck into the Gatorade HQ and I deceived the security guards and lied and said that I was working there and that I was part of the commercial team. But what a lot of you guys don't know is 3 people lost their jobs because of me. Because I lied and was saying that I worked there, I got 3 security officers fired that had been working there for years. To those people that I got fired, I'm sorry. I truly am.
And fans, surprisingly, appreciated this raw honesty. Mad respect, bro. Not many influencers would have the courage to do this. God bless. Since then, Gideon has moved on to exposing alleged child predators through his vigilant organization, EDP Watch, and is appreciated by his fans, unlike Keemstar, whose attempt to expose an alleged PDF file backfired spectacularly. Before abandoning his 5 million followers and disappearing from YouTube in 2016, Keemstar, known for his drama commentary, posted a now-deleted video accusing another YouTuber, Rs Glory and Gold, of faking his identity after serving jail time for meeting up with a 13-year-old.
Streaming on Twitch.
John was arrested for this, and he recently got out of jail, and the first thing he did was stream RuneScape on Twitch.
But while Keemstar thought he was doing the Lord's work, it wasn't long before word got out that Tony and the PDF file were actually 2 completely different people.
The guy who actually did commit that crime with the whole RuneScape teen thing, he's still in jail. He's still in jail. He's in there for life, actually, so he's never getting out.
With his reputation almost in ruins, Tony would then address the allegations the very next day.
Thank you guys for everything. Thank you very much for being nice people and kind-hearted and helping me when I really needed your help. Thank you.
And once Tony showed his ID, this was all the proof the internet needed, forcing Keemstar to release an apology video just days later.
And this isn't a little fuck up. This is a big fuck up. This is a serious big fuck up, to the point where I just feel ashamed. I feel ashamed. I can't believe that we would fuck up like this.
But since he had a history of accusing people of crimes they knew nothing about, this immediately backfired. Bully, apologize, repeat, cycle of Keemstar. How you was not arrested or sued is beyond me. But while Keemstar's apology clearly had no impact, AsmonGold's apology after pushing his political rhetoric too far would ultimately leave a lasting mark on his reputation. On October 14th, 2024, political commentator and World of Warcraft streamer AsmonGold ignited a storm on YouTube after his harsh take on the Israel-Gaza war crossed the line.
So no, I'm not going to cry a fucking river when people who have genocide that's baked into their laws are getting genocided. I don't give a fuck. They're terrible people. These people are not your allies. They are not the same as us. They come from an inferior culture that is horrible. It kills people for their identity, and it is directly antithetical to everything Western values stand for, and it is an inferior culture in all ways.
This left many people disgusted, who immediately came for him.
How on earth are you advocating for collective punishment? On YouTube, there are people that have been banned for way less. This guy, I don't understand.
Who listens to a guy who doesn't even brush his teeth? From a creature living in its own filth, this is crazy. With tons of people calling for his ban for actively advocating genocide, it was only a matter of time before Twitch responded by suspending his channel for 14 days. And it got worse when he was forced to step down from his leadership roles at both One True King and Starforge Systems. But the damage didn't end there. Soon after, AsmonGold would be called out for his hypocrisy after a tweet he made back in November 2023 resurfaced. Weird as fuck to see so many people come out with statements about the Israel and Palestine conflict as if they need to comment on it. Can we please stop this weird culture around expecting people with no relevant background or education to talk about world events, politics, left with no choice but to address the controversy? In October 2024, AsmonGold finally apologized.
Now they get to hear this from me, and I just feel like such a stupid, belligerent fucking asshole. I really do, and I'm sorry. I really am. I think that it's extremely fair to criticize religious extremism, and I think that it's extremely unfair to categorize everybody in part of that group as religious extremists. I think it is, and I'm really sorry for that. I've just been a fucking dick.
Which fans deeply appreciated. For what it's worth, that was the most sincere public apology I can recall seeing. Wish you all the best, brother. But while AsmonGold returned to Twitch and earned the trust of fans after his apology, Mudahar would lose the trust of his fans after a dark secret came to light. With almost 4 million followers on YouTube, Mudahar is known not just for his in-depth commentary, but also for endlessly flaunting his engineering degree. But in July 2025, a smaller YouTuber known as Nikandros would post a 40-minute video exposing him as a fraud.
Mutahar was never a real engineer, but he's been calling himself one for a decade because of tech jobs he supposedly had before 2013 or 2012.
I'm an engineer. I'm a fucking engineer. I'm a goddamn engineer. I'm an engineer. I'm a fucking engineer. I'm an engineer. I'm only an engineer. I'm an engineer. I'm an engineer. I'm just an engineer.
As if this wasn't bad enough, Nicandros would also dig out a clip where Mutahar could be heard mocking Elon Musk for his engineering degree.
As somebody who is a computer, engineer, somebody who understands computer code, for instance, hearing Elon talk about computers and anything code related is actually mind-bogglingly stupid.
Before exposing some inconsistencies with his claim.
When I got into university for a while and I dropped out like a semester in because I was like, okay, no.
Oh, he dropped out after a semester.
Like I'm a dropout myself. I've never finished university, but I'm not going to dog on like school. You know what I mean? Like if you're going to learn to be valuable. If you're going to be an engineer, if you're going to be a doctor, a lawyer, if you're going to be in the STEM field, you need to go to university, okay?
And since there was no way he could have acquired an engineering degree after dropping out of college, this triggered a wave of backlash. Imagine being a married millionaire, yet you're still so insecure that you need to make up a real profession just to try and sound like you are above your fellow YouTubers. Following the backlash, Mutahar would disappear for a week, only to reappear on August 6th, 2025 with a public apology.
Now, if you feel offended, if you feel wronged that I called myself an engineer while not being a degree-holding engineer, then for that I do apologize. And I will denigrate myself to, I guess, programmer or a fat Indian guy that knows a bit about computers. That's what I'll leave it at. And that's pretty much all I have to say. Now again, if you want to stick around, awesome. If you still feel wronged and this does not suffice for you, then I don't really give a f***.
As you'd expect, this was not well received. Such an engineered video, Mutahar. I'm kinda disappointed. True YouTube apology must be engineered with tears and remorse. Since then, Mutahar no longer has the credibility he once enjoyed. But while Mutahar was forced to release an apology, iDubbbz would release an apology even when no one expected it. Initially creating his channel back in August 2012, iDubbbz quickly grew to over 4 million subscribers with his Content Cop series, in which he often said what a lot of people thought but wouldn't dare say.
Point quite well that we are very fucking stupid to hold the word nigger at this colossally high standard, whereas every other slur that can be used in a comedic sense or an editorial sense, but not this one, because that one has history. Well, guess what, fucking retards? All the other ones have history too. I'm gay.
But soon this brand of comedy, which relied heavily on shock value, edgy insults, and racial slurs, would begin to take its toll.
I did not like the interactions that I had with fans. There were quite a few human beings that I interacted with.
In person?
Yeah, in person, that just sucked. They just sucked because I attracted a lot of people who sucked. Some people were, as I described earlier, were very much like antisocial, weird, basement dwellers. And
what would they say? What would they do?
Things that I am certainly not going to repeat.
And in May 2023, after reflecting on his past actions, iDubbbz would take accountability for his past behavior.
I'm sorry to everyone that I made Content Cop videos on. I still don't like the majority of you, and that's fine, but I can recognize that you did not deserve the hate and harassment that I sent your way.
Similarly, iDubbbz also apologized to Tana Moho for encouraging her to say the N-word during a meet and greet back in 2017.
I particularly want to apologize to Tana. Tana, I'm sorry. I should have never made that video. I harassed Tana in person and then harassed her online. And that's deplorable behavior. It's so stupid. I'm also sorry to all the black viewers and minority groups who had to put up with that video and put up with, the phrases. I said either it's all okay or none of it's okay. And that's just so dangerous and stupid.
The fact that he came out and apologized without any controversy first, like nothing happened, he just felt the need to make good on his mistakes, makes this apology 1,000,000 times better than any other YouTuber apology. But while not everyone agreed with his decision, his willingness to take responsibility and acknowledge the harm his past actions had caused was commendable, making this one of the most loved YouTube apologies ever.